Hello and welcome, I am Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some Galactic Civilizations 3. It's been about, my gosh, 18 months I think, 15 months, somewhere around there since I last played this title. I've recently had a hankering to play it again after having played quite a bit of Stellaris when that first came out, and I want to see how these two titles compare with each other. I'm not going to try to make this like an overly comparative campaign, but we'll take a look and just see what's different. So, there's been a lot of DLC released since we last played. For example, we've got the Altarian Prophecy, the Lost Treasures DLC, Rise of the Terrans DLC, the Builder's Kit. We've had Mercenaries Expansion Pack, Precursor Worlds, Revenge of the Snathi, Mega Events, Map Pack, all kinds of stuff. We have all of those installed. I've already looked ahead to see who I want to play as. We've played as the Terrans. We've also tried playing a little bit as the Thalan Contingency. I want to play a little bit different this time and play as the Iridium Corporation and kind of go for this more like trade focus, see if maybe we can make something happen with that. So we're going to start with tourism enabled and extra credits, and trade routes will also give approval bonuses to both parties, and we get 2 extra trade routes. We are considered, we're an ultra-capitalistic civilization ruled by a number of multi-planet corporations. Firm believers in the power of free markets, we specialize in economic and cultural growth. So we're a little bit productive, a little bit more gross income. We're not very fertile, not very, we are handy, so maintenance goes down on our ships. Traders, trade value goes up by 20%, and we're adventuresome, so we have bonus range. That'll help out with getting our freighters going where they need to go. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. We'll play on a large world. Tight clusters sounds good. Galaxy options. Star frequency, I think we'll leave pretty much everything on default. I don't see much of an issue with that. All of the different ways is fine. Game difficulty normal. Let's put them up to like at least gifted. Game pacing normal, research rate normal, United Planets frequency occasional. I'm okay with tech trading and tech brokering. However the AI wants to play is fine. And let's see. We'll add random opponents. We've got let's see, we've got more available. Let's add all of them. Why not, right? And put everyone on gifted. Alright, so we should have every single one. It's not exactly random, is it? Alright, well, let's get going then. Now, I'll admit, this is my first time diving back into the game. It's been quite a while, but hopefully it's intuitive enough that we can just kind of remember what we're doing and figure it all out as we go. Okay, that is a lot of text. The Iridium Corporation is the apex corporate entity of an ultra-capitalistic society, the only organization capable of entering into contracts on behalf of the entire Iridium people. The entire Iridium culture is based on a firm, even fanatical belief in the power of free markets. Although no stranger to weaponry, all research is first considered through the lens of mutual cooperation. The destructive cost of warfare is often too great for Iridiums to seriously consider. It remains to be seen how well this philosophy will fare when introduced to more close-minded races. Okay, we've already kind of read about this a little bit, so let's move right along. If I remember correctly, I used to use keyboard shortcut 4 was my preferred view. I like that top-down view. Makes it a little bit easier, I think, to zoom out to the exact right distance so you can see your ship types. So what do we start with? Well, we have the ICS Seeker 1. Unarmed but quick, with excellent sensor range. It will lose every fight it gets into, and so try not to get into any. That's our scout ship. Sounds good. We're not going to have this thing scout on its own. Let's go ahead and inspect it a little bit. Components. It's got some navigational sensors, 2 bits of life support, and a regular old hyperdrive. 2 moves. It's got a ship range of 30 and a sensor range of 3. Okay, so we can see 3 tiles away. Alright, so let's just head straight out for now. We also have the ICS Prospector 1. This is our first ship, I believe. This is like our special ship. It comes with the survey module. Yeah, this is like our exploration ship as well. So we'll send you probably to the south. Where are we relative to the rest of the galaxy? Oh, we're right in the center. Great. Sounds like we're going to have lots of fun meeting our neighbors. And how many moves do you have? You have 3 moves. All right, so head down that way. We have the ICS Settler. All right, I need to adjust that right away before this drives me nuts. The interface. The camera scroll speed needs to get slowed down. Much better. Okay. Alright, so we've already done your moves. Let's see. Yep, okay, so we can see how many moves are left. We got the ICS Settler is the only other one. We zoom out a little bit, we can see that we do already have Valis, a Class 4, barely habitable planet. Or we could try to rush to one of these other locations and see if we could find, I don't know, some other planet that's a little bit better to settle in. I think we're probably better off trying to settle right away, especially if you have, you have 3 moves, you can get there right away on the very first turn. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll call it Valis, why not? Finally, after our very long journey of 1 whole turn, your colonists set foot on an alien world. Untold effort and struggle were required to get this far, but it's only the beginning. The galaxy is filled with worlds for the taking. Alright, so this game is much, much different from games like Stellaris, it seems. And I do remember that they recently had changed the way that this game worked. It used to be that you could have this, like, this slider, right? This 3-point grid that you could do. And I think that still does exist up here. But it's like empire-wide now. And there are special races or special traits that you can have, I think, that will allow specific races to adjust their entire slider. But one thing you'll notice is that if we go too extreme, we'll see here you get a coercion penalty. No tooltip here, unfortunately, but the more we coerce our people to do one thing, we get a pretty massive penalty to overall production. So we want to kind of stay closer towards the center to avoid that coercion penalty. We kind of steer it a little bit in one direction or another. You know, we can go like down to here with no coercion penalty if we want to be like more manufacturing and more research instead of a little bit of money. But I don't think we really want to do that too much for now. I think for now, though, we should probably consider going pure social. That doesn't cause any coercion problems. I think we want to build a couple buildings right away. We do have 7,500 ducats in our treasury. Let's see. I forget. Is there a way to see your empire modifiers? No, don't want to look through the tech tree. Victory screen's not really going to show me what I'm looking for, is it? I don't think so. Power, graphs. A list of like the total modifiers would be great, because I've already forgotten what our modifiers are, being the Iridium Corporation. I know we have some bonuses to production. I guess we shouldn't worry about it too much, huh? Either that or I'm just missing it entirely. Timeline, commands, trade. I know that the command screen could be very useful. Here are all planetary focuses. Okay, well, we'll stay right in the center then for now, because I can't recall, and I'm not going to go look it up, so that's fine. So we'll go to our 2 planets then. Start off with Valis, since we just built it. Let's go and manage that. So we got our colony capital. 1 per planet gives a little bit of maintenance costs, some raw production, 3 morale, 1 influence growth. What's cool about this game, and I do like this, is the whole adjacency bonus with these hex grid tiles. It's kind of fun. Here we have some rare stones, plus 3 to wealth, plus 1 to adjacent influence. So this would be a great province, or a great province, a great location for an improvement that gives us some money. Gross income plus 10%. This is a wealth improvement. So this wealth improvement bonus from this tile here would give us 3 extra levels to this thing. Plus, so we get a bonus to adjacent improvements, plus 1 to wealth, plus 1 to influence. It's not going to affect us because we don't actually have any adjacent tiles to this location. But every point that we get should give us some extra stuff for gross income. This planet's not going to make very much money though yet. We could try to do wealth focus. I think that will give us a little bit of a penalty to... Do we not get a penalty to our overall production due to coercion? Let's see. If we go back to the planetary thing, let's just say we went pure production with 50% coercion penalty. I want to see if that shows up in the tooltip on Valis' planet. Raw production, yeah, coercion minus 26.9%. And here it's only 49 point, oh, now it's 49.3. So because I did wealth focus, we actually kind of brought it back towards the center, which reduced the overall penalty. Okay, so these things on their own don't seem to actually cause any penalties from coercion. So that's useful to know. Let's go right back towards the center then. Right around there sounds good. And then we'll head to Valis. And a wealth focus is probably a bad idea right now. Maybe a manufacturing focus could make sense. I just want to make sure we're not giving up any of this production. Oh, actually there is a coercion penalty. Look at that. Never mind. So even just doing these little focuses here, while you can get some extra production, they will cause that coercion penalty. Let's try to avoid coercion penalties of any kind, although it's still probably a good idea to do it occasionally. So, Very first structure we should build is probably going to be a manufactory, even if we don't have any adjacency bonuses at all. Then again, we could just buy a few structures, not even worry about it. That sounds like a pretty good idea. I mean, it's a tiny little planet, but it does seem like we could make a little bit of money here. Let's see. What we could do is we could focus on manufacturing and research, and then on planets that I don't want to actually pay any attention to, we could focus them on wealth to bring them back up towards the center and get rid of any penalty. Let's try to find the lowest point towards research, and this we can go without getting any coercion penalty. We can go way down there. So, like, down to about here. And then here under raw production, yeah, no coercion. And if I go back to wealth now, still no coercion. So that's kind of good. We can average this one out or something. Could make sense. I'm not sure. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to buy that free market. I think we'll just buy it outright. It's only 300 credits. We'll rush that production. And then beyond that, probably just want to go with some research labs here, right? And then we'll tether the structure to... oh, I didn't want to build there. I want to get my money back, right? Yes. Okay, good. Concerned me there for a second. Interesting how it went to the wrong location to start with. Alright, so this is the one that I want to cancel now, and I want to go to a research lab. We want to put the free market at the top, and we want to rush it right now. Alright, let's finally head back to our capital of Iridia. On Iridia, we have caverns, deep natural caverns, perfect for fortification against just about any type of attack. +3 to military and +1 to adjacent wealth. Lots of available places over here. Unfortunately, nothing adjacent to our capital, which would have been nice. Here, I think we definitely want to start knocking out a bunch of basic factories. We'll start here and then go here. I'm planning on building something here that'll hopefully give us a bigger bonus overall in this nice little center of this honeycomb. So we'll start off with this basic factory, and then we'll go another one over here. And we will rush this first factory as well for just that 300 credits. Now on this planet, I don't want to do any of these other things. I don't want to change or bend it in any direction, because I think if we go manufacturing focus, we're going to get that coercion penalty, which I would rather just not pay for that right now. So, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And we've taken care of our 2 planets. We've taken care of our ships. Our shipyard, the Iridia Shipyard 1. It's over here. It's correct. It's connected to Valos and to Iridia already. I thought there was a way to do on the planets. Can you not manually focus all of their production? No, it doesn't look like it. So we get 31% going towards overall manufacturing, and then 80% is social. Tell you what, it makes no sense at all to do any of that social in the very first turn. I'm spending so much time thinking about this, right? Because these types of games are all about min-maxing. But unfortunately, it's a bit tedious, I think, to play like really well. But if we're rushing all of our buildings on both structures, then any social production, I think, is going to get wasted. And I think the last time I played, I remember that... yeah, there was this like hidden tooltip. If you hovered right here, you could actually see how much stored production you had. But I don't think that it actually rolled over to the next building. So we're going to go ahead and do pure military for this one. We'll go to our shipyard. This looks cool. Okay, so this is different from the last time I played. Sort by the number of turns to build. Sort by whether the design has a resource requirement or not, then by hull size. We can also favorite ships. We can show core ships only, all ships, or custom ships only. So let's start off by showing all ships. We have the possibility engine. Large but fragile ship capable of building star bases. Okay, so this is our constructor. Don't think we want to start with a constructor. Probably want to go straight into another settler, if I had to guess. That'd probably be a good idea. Or knock out another seeker, so we can actually get some more scouting going on. I think scouting is going to be a good idea. Then again, you could also scout with your settler, right? Still 4 turns versus 8. I'd rather knock this thing out right away. What are all these buttons here? Continue making this design until further notice. Update to the latest version. Make another ship of this design. Oh, that's convenient. Move down, move up, move to the top. Very convenient. Okay. And then we can edit our sponsors here. There's also a do not notify when queue is empty button. Here we can see that we are getting 10.4 out of, can't quite read the whole tooltip there, but it looks like we're getting no loss due to distance because we're so close, which makes sense. Okay, so Iridium Shipyard's making that first seeker, and we have no star bases, we have no rally points, and moving on to technology, we can consider moving into turn 2. Alright, we're traders. Do we want Universal Translator? We can begin communicating with aliens, boost diplomacy. We get the cultural forum, open borders, leads to diplomatic specialization. I usually like looking at this screen instead. Marketing allows for the construction of the Iridium store. The Iridium store is what? It's a colony unique, one per planet, costs 45 manufacturing, gives us a flat modifier plus 20% gross income with some adjacency bonuses. Okay, we also have the Galactic Showcase, one per galaxy. This thing costs 227 points. The sooner you make that, I mean, it's pretty expensive for 227 points. I don't know. And we have something that can improve our cultural influence. Customer relations gives us the market center. An entertainment center for morale. The Promethean Pleasure Park also gives us a cargo module. Okay, and then this also gives us extra trade licenses. Well, since we're traders, I feel like we should go down this path rather than doing like warfare acquisitions. Oh, we gotta actually get down here, okay. I am not sure. I remember the last time I played with the Thalons, there was an interesting thing that gave you flat production value early on. I wonder what our specialties are as the Iridium. Usually it's buried in one of these like specialization type things, is where you see some of this really cool stuff. We're probably going to be in the economics tab if I had to guess. Capital investments. This is where we get our Xeno factory, the Xeno research lab, which are better upgraded versions of the original. And the antimatter. Here's where we can get manufacturing plus 10, research plus 10. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Ah, here we go. Raw production plus 1. I love this thing. Getting an extra plus 1 raw production is basically equivalent to having an extra person on every planet. You remember that one. Food plus 1 lets you have an extra person, but why do that when you can just have raw production? I suppose if you had food modifiers, it could be good. So, which direction do we want to go in? Do we want to try to get the upgraded factory? Probably not yet. Being able to make Colonial Hospital would be good to help offset our growth rate. I think we'll go for planetary enhancement first. Okay. Well, one whole turn in the very first episode. Fantastic. And we still have some time for some more turns. Great. Now, if I remember my keyboard shortcuts, tab does cycle us between ships, no? Let's go look real quick. Options, input. Next turn, action. Tab. I want next ship. Next ship. Alright. Okay, don't see a next ship button. That's fine. We'll play without it. I guess because you already have a command issued, that's why you're not showing up and why you're not cycling between them. That must be why. So in that case, we'll just won't ever actually issue any commands outside of singular moves. That way I won't have to worry about it. So we know for sure there's like some star here and a star down there. We also have our first anomaly here. It's a capsule. Oh, I remember this music, this song. And we've also got some Durantium there. There's our shipyard. We need to build a constructor if we want to use this Durantium. And there are buildings that can take advantage of that. Manufacturing buildings, if I remember correctly. Let's head to the capsule. And I don't think we need to do anything else. Like, turn 1 took a long time, but turn 2, etc. is going to be a little bit quicker. Alright, our first anomaly. Your survey ship cautiously approaches the mysterious object, all sensors set to maximal gain. A secret of the universe, the first of many, is about to reveal itself to you. Mysterious hardware. The alien computational systems found in this capsule are so advanced that your survey team lacks the words to describe all but their most rudimentary functions. Even those low-level capabilities, however, are enough to advance our technological studies by leaps and bounds, plus 25% planetary enhancement. And we gained 5 experience points. Okay. Details. Can I see your experience value? Here it is right here. 3 experience to next level. So we just have to apparently hover over that little 1 and we can see the overall experience. Doesn't tell you the actual number. Just how much more you need. Okay, well, fair enough. Let's head to over here. We still have 2 moves left. And what have we found here? Promethean. Okay, that's useful. So no other colonizable planets. Since you have a scanning range of 3, I basically want to keep on moving until we are 1, 2, 3. I want you to go along like this path in a circle. Something like that. Sounds good. Okay, moving right along. Shoot, you know what? One thing I've already forgotten is that we've got tons of money and we should be buying buildings. Like on every place. We're not actually building these. We didn't lose too much, but yeah, I think we keep on building that other structure. And we'll just buy this factory here again as well. Hopefully I remember to come back next turn. So like a Durantium refinery gives +2 level of adjacent manufacturing. You can only have 1 per colony. It does cost the 1 Durantium, and it gives you manufacturing +8. So we definitely want to get that thing knocked out right there if we want some serious production. To do that, we will want to get this Durantium supply. So I think after the Settler Mark 1 is... We're already working on the Settler Mark 1. Interesting. Okay. Does that mean we have a new ship? We must. Excellent. Okay. It deployed to the right. I would have preferred for you to rally somewhere else. Is there not a way... I think there is, I just don't remember how. I'll see if I can figure it out between episodes. I'm gonna go ahead and take my first break here. I'll be back though, same time, same place tomorrow. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying the video and the campaign, and I'll see you soon.